out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Just what's bothering me is that being a celebrity sometimes comes with, like, everybody wants to be successful in a celebrity and stuff like that, but it comes with, bullshit.
Gay's journey over the past few years has been nothing short of an incredible one. From making waves on OnlyFans to playing hockey on the popular TV series Empire, Diddy and Gray's let us say unusual connection has been the subject of months' worth of rumors. But in light of these recent disclosures, it appears that they might not be rumors at all. Many people are taking notice of their scent change in Bryshere's actions on OnlyFans. What began as a side gig to flaunt his toned body to the lustful female fan following has evolved into something much more outrageous, along with some extremely graphic material with enormous mushrooms that is difficult to ignore. Pound Town, let us say, is not exactly a stretch. Bryshere Gray seems to have given up on his acting profession entirely at this point. In all honesty, acting was no longer a source of income. However, many fans still find it hard to believe that their idol, hockey, went from being a primetime star to being openly a DL corn porn star. How it got to this position, however, is the true question. How did Bryshere become the focus of this intense OnlyFans drama after becoming a rising TV star? What part does he play in all of this above everything else? Because he is there in the middle of it. Believe me, dealing with more than 30 lawsuits from hundreds of people is sure to feed conspiracy theories and extreme thinking. However, Bryshere Gray's case is particularly noteworthy because rumors that he was one of Diddy's frequent playboys go all the way back to Gray's early days as an aspiring actor, well before the hip-hop mogul empire started to fall apart. For a long time, the scandalous accusations made against the troubled executive gradually overshadowed the claims that Diddy routinely turned Gray out. The nature of their relationship has been brought back into the public eye. However, in the wake of recent claims that an explicit videotape is being surreptitiously auctioned off in Hollywood circles, and believe me, you will be astounded by the information we discovered. Although Jaguar Wright and Cat Williams had alluded to Gray being diddied by Brother Love, many dismissed it as just another outrageous rumor until the New York Post shocking expose upended the status quo. They reportedly witnessed one of Diddy's leaked videos being sold in underground circles. According to this Post piece, the material, to put it mildly, explicit and unsettling. According to reports, the tape captures Diddy having sex with a young male celebrity who is obviously uncomfortable. Following the publication of this piece, social media speculations skyrocketed, and Bryshere Gray was the name that kept popping up repeatedly. I know what you are thinking. Why Bryshere? Let us dissect it then. According to insider sources close to this unnamed celebrity, the person is appalled by the idea of the film being leaked, particularly after it was discovered that the video was being shopped around to media outlets. The shocking report further disclosed. Additionally, one of the insiders stated, "It's really triggering. It feels like a betrayal and a violation, and it's causing a lot of issues for the victim. This footage brings up some really disturbing and bad memories regarding things they never really agreed to." The person who revealed this information on behalf of the unnamed celebrity went on to say, "It's a total nightmare. He feels like he was victimized years ago and is now being victimized yet again. If this footage gets out, it'll follow him for life because it'll be on the internet forever." Many people are now more certain than ever that this anonymous celebrity is Bryshere Gray as a result of the heated online discussion sparked by the insider specific description and the Post's additional hint. At this point, the situation becomes even more intriguing. As it turns out, Bryshere turned to OnlyFans as a source of income because while still trying to establish himself in the business, heffled a lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of inappropriate and disturbing behavior, which led to his cancellation by the upper echelons of Hollywood. Yes, you heard correctly. It seems that Gray was blackballed rather than supported when he attempted to tell his truth. When you fit the pieces together, you will see that these allegations are too closely related to be a coincidence. Even though there is no concrete proof of their veracity, consider how a rising celebrity who just starred in a popular TV show and was predicted to do huge things might vanish from Hollywood in an instant. In the entertainment world, odd things happen all the time, and this instance definitely counts as odd. There must be more to the story of Bryshere Gray. It is said that after the top dogs finished using him to gratify their embarrassing personal gratification, he was thrown out like yesterday's trash. The once highly regarded young man has now turned to selling his body on OnlyFans in order to maintain his housing after being prohibited from engaging in his favorite activity. Acting? There was some innocence at the beginning of Gray's voyage. At first, he just displayed naked photos to excite his female admirers and flaunt his toned body. However, a few months later, he went above and beyond. Gray gradually started performing on camera for people who were prepared to pay for sessions. When he first showed off his body on, fans did not care. After all, OnlyFans has become a source of additional revenue for even more well-known celebrities. However, when Bryshere started to push limits and expose himself in explicit ways, many started to wonder what had happened to hockey. How did this happen? He was a young actor with a bright future one moment, and now he is doing things that his admirers never thought they would see. Bryshere Gray took it to the next level. 100 perhaps. There have always been rumors that Diddy turned him out and that he was on the DL. Bryshere began working with well-known homos OnlyFans, creators and trans women in what many see as his fashion statement of truth. It was obvious that Gray had come to a place where he did not give a damn about what people thought. He was no longer holding back because he was here to make money. Some were surprised by how far he was ready to go, while others could relate to his hustling. Bryce was spotted openly collaborating with well-known gay adult entertainers. By now, it was obvious that money was not the only consideration. This is Gray revealing to us the side of him about which many have long conjectured, a side that was purportedly started by Big Brother Love himself. Bryshere was not always like this, as you are all aware, and for obvious reasons, we are unable to post the specifics. He is now nearly unrecognizable to many of his admirers who adored him for his abilities. 4 years, Jaguar Wright has worked to reveal the purported events involving Bryshere. However, it now appears that Jaguar may have had a clue all along. As you may remember, Jaguar revealed that Brychere's manager, Charlie Mack, supposedly introduced him to Diddy and Will Smith when he was just a teenager. The entire arrangement was marketed as a mentorship program. Diddy was to assist with Bryce's songs, while Will was to hone his acting abilities. Doesn't it sound harmless? However, Jaguar said that the truth was much more sinister. Bryshere was allegedly abused and used in ways too horrific to even explain rather than being mentored. Jaguar continued after that. She is adamant that Bryce's evidence might be the last straw for Diddy's impending trial. Jaguar asserts that in order to prevent Bryshere from testifying, the industry's top brass are now exerting extra effort to discredit him and disgrace him, so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him with Jaden and Justin present. That tape exists. Hold on tight if you thought that was the most absurd part. Additionally, Jaguar disclosed that Bryshere's mother was the one who reportedly turned him in return for a hefty payout and the opportunity to have her book published. Yes, take a moment to process it. Happy now? He's a gay poison. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell. It is difficult to deny that this tale affected Jaguar more than others, and for good reason. Jaguar has consistently stated that it was aware of Bryshere's existence from the beginning. She said that she told his mother to keep him away from Charlie Mack, but that advice was ignored because, shockingly, the check was simply too good to refuse. Jaguar thinks that even though Bryshere's mother knew exactly what would happen to him, she chose to ignore it. My help, I told her to get the phone from Charlie. I did everything that I could to get Bryshere to help her get Bryshere out of California into Chicago to be ready for filming. She knew he had been. She knew what Will did to him. It is devastating to realize how Bryshere was destined to fail from the start. When you look at his life, it is possible that those awful early events contributed to his lack of focus, his constant legal difficulties, and his life's continued decline into abyss. Why Bryshere constantly appeared so irate and combative was a constant mystery to fans. I suppose we now understand why. What happens to Diddy does not even matter at this time. Bryshere Gray's career will never be the same because of the harm that has been done. Hollywood can occasionally resemble a real-life horror film. Diddy appears to be the scapegoat, but the powers that be have been allowed to continue operating unchecked for a long time. On the other hand, this might be the beginning of something more significant, perhaps even a long-overdue change in the industry. It is still unclear if Bryshere fight against Diddy when the trial begins in a few months. And believe me when I say that the Diddy drama is just getting started. There will be a lot more to sort out when the trial date approaches. Therefore, be sure to click the subscribe button if you do not want to miss any of the steaming hot tea. How do you feel about this peculiar Bryshere Gray circumstance? Peculiar Bryshere Gray circumstance.